Chris, we'll start off with the basics. Why should Oregonians elect you to be their next governor?
Well, first of all, Pete, thank you for having me here, and really excited to be here and enthused by the energy that's out there. And to answer your question, I think universally, as I've traveled the state, there's two things that come across, whether I'm talking Republican, Democrat, Independent, is one, the love of the state, and two is we've got to change it. That things need to change and needs to change quickly. And that change is not going to come from within Salem. It's going to have to come from somebody from outside of Salem who has the ability, the experience to bring people together and work towards real solutions to our serious problems.
Yeah, a lot of Oregon Republicans have voiced concerns saying that they believe that lawmakers in Salem really aren't representative of the people of Oregon. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I think on top of that is that we're not talking to each other. We're not working with each other. I think a perfect example of that, frankly, has been the gas tax, where there was no cooperation, no effort to engage the other side, no effort to bring in the ideas from the other side. And the people showed very quickly, extremely quickly, what they thought of that. And I think there's just a belief out there that we can do much better, and we have to address the situation well. And I think my experience lends to that. Having experience in both I've had a foundation here for 30 years. I've run businesses here. I think that experience, and I've worked at bringing people together. I think that's important at this time.
The Republican field is pretty crowded.
Yeah.
What separates you from the rest of the Republican candidates?
Well, again, being someone from the outside, I mean, I think so often we have to get out of this Salem mindset of the finger pointing and the name calling and the partisan politics. I believe strongly we need somebody from the outside to come in. And I think also I've shown the ability to win or come very, very close to winning a general election. And I think we have to have somebody who will run on issues that cross party lines. And for me, that is the education. It's the economy, it's livability, which includes affordability and safety, and focus on those issues. And again, it doesn't matter if you're Republican, Democrat, Independent. If you have kids, you want that best education. You want your kids to have good jobs. You want a good job yourself, obviously, and you want safe streets. And I think that's something we can all agree on.
Yeah, I think the difference was 22,000 votes roughly in 2010. Yeah. What have you learned from that campaign? What might you do differently this time around?
Well, I think that was a great experience, and I think the things you want to do consistently is run on issues core set of issues that people care about, and try to eliminate the distractions on the side. I think, and I did then, but engage in the Tri-County area, be in Portland, be in Washington County. We've lived here. I've played here for years, know the area well, very comfortable being here, and just keeping that dialogue reaching across the line. And I think my experience that I've had since then also helps me. And so I think, and the biggest thing right now is I don't care who you talk to. There is no one who is saying things are going well right now. When you're ranked 50th in education, when Portland is ranked 80th out of 81 cities, when we're 47th as a state in job creation, there is no metric in which you can say that Salem is doing a good job for the citizens of Oregon.
Yet there isn't a single Republican in statewide office. Why is that? Is it the union influence? Do you care to dig into that at all?
Well, there's a lot of different reasons, but I think fundamentally, I do believe if you have the right message, which I showed in 2010 and will do again, if you have the right message, you can get elected in this state as a Republican. And I was just talking with someone today. It's not that the state's going to flip wildly from one way to another. We need some balance. We just need a little bit of a healthy tension there to correct some of the excesses when you have one party rule. And I think just having that balance is going to be important, and the ability to work with across the aisle is going to be extremely important.
Yeah, some observers have expressed concern about a lack of checks and balances in Salem. Do you think that's the case?
No, absolutely. I think, again, gas tax was a perfect example. There was no effort to reach across and cooperate because they didn't feel like, the governor didn't feel like she had to, and that has not worked. It's not worked. And if you look at, I can't think of one metric in the state of Oregon where you would say things have gotten better in the last 12 years? I can't think of one. And the word that keeps coming up time and time again is accountability. As you just said, a lack of accountability, that lack of checks and balances. To me, leadership is two parts. It's empathy, caring, understanding what the issues are, but it's also accountability. And I would argue that right now we have neither. When your kids, when your fourth graders are getting the 50th best education as far as testing, when I was just in downtown Portland, and you have to walk over around people who are struggling, who need help. That's not empathy or accountability. It's just, or I was just talking to a business owner who's had to shut from 7 days a week to now 4 and just dinner time. It's just, we have to change it. The thing about this is, with all these statistics, all these numbers, there's a story behind each of them. And we have to address that, and we have to do it quickly.
I want to read a statement from the Democratic Governors Association regarding your announcement.
Oh, I can't wait.
Okay. And I'll quote, as Republicans race to prove who is the most loyal to Donald Trump, Governor Kotek is focused on tackling the state's toughest challenges. What's your response?
Well, it's a very inconvenient truth for the Democrats. Donald Trump is not on the ballot. And it took her 10 seconds in her reelection to name Trump and name the president. That is not what we're running on. We need to focus on Oregon. Oregon has real issues. Chris Dudley will be on the ballot. And as governor, I'm going to make real changes for this state to help its citizens. And that's what's important. It'll be a wasted election cycle if we're not focusing on the core issues of Oregon. We need to do that, and we need to do it now. And I know why she doesn't want to talk about Oregon. I wouldn't either if I had her track record.